Be honest, have you ever pictured what your retirement would look like? Well, many Americans have not even dreamed of it yet, and many don't even know if they will have enough money to retire comfortably in the US.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah. And it's not because they don't care, it's because life is busy. You get caught up in the day to day. Before you know it, the years go by and you're just hoping for a little
Mm.
rest.
Mm. But here's the thing, if you plan smart, you can retire even earlier than you thought possible, and you can spend less than cost of living in the US. And that would open up a whole lot more opportunities to travel, even more than you ever dreamt of.
Yep. And that's exactly what happened to us. And today we're sharing how we started looking at countries that could turn that dream into reality.
So, Kevin, would you have ever dreamed as a child that you would be living one day very far away from your own country? You had a stamp collection that you were spending quite some time working on it and collecting stamps. And you showed interest in learning about other countries, knowing more about those, and wanting to know how they look like, how people are like at a very young age. So, would you still have that stamp collection?
Yeah, I sure do. Yep. Those stamps were a big part of my childhood. Collected a lot of them, a lot of international stamps in
Mm.
particular. Eastern Europe, surprisingly, had some of the most beautiful stamps. So as a child, I thought, wow, I want to visit those countries. They look beautiful and wealthy, which I found out later was not so much the case. But anyways, I do think it did spark in me as a child an interest in the world, outside of my own home country. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that world here in the years to come.
Yeah. And some of the things that made you even more attractive to me was your desire for travel. When we first met, we were talking a lot about that. And well, besides your very handsome look, we didn't even think of retirement very seriously until the time of COVID, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, when we were stuck at home, as
Yeah.
everyone was on the planet,
Mhm.
we started binge watching, I guess you could say, a lot of YouTube videos and dreaming of something better than this. And we weren't getting any younger and started thinking about retirement
Mhm.
and world travel. And that's when we started to really plan and begin this journey we're on.
Yeah, and I'm sure the COVID times made many of you, our viewers, even slow down, just like what we did, and smell the coffee and think more about our lives, and just ditch the automatic way of living. And all previous routine was disrupted for a while then. So, in a way, it was for a good for this one aspect of slowing down and finally starting to think about our own lives and in which direction are we going. Is it going to be 9 to 5 till we're 65, or how's this going to look like for our lives? So, did you guys ever dream of retiring abroad like we did? So, tell us in your life, what would that place be? What would that look like? Let's start visualizing how that could look like. Put it down in the comments.
I would say somewhere where the food is fresh and delicious, just like grandma makes it.
Mm, that's yummy. What about flying to another country on those $30 flights, like we've experienced in Europe, within Europe, and cheaper than a 40 dinner plate for a date night in Seattle
Yeah,
or
it's
anywhere in the
amazing.
US,
Yeah.
normally average about 40. So those flights were cheaper than the dinner date. Yeah. So that got us dreaming even further, didn't it?
It sure did. We actually did dream the dream.
Mm.
And we're talking about 13 countries that we seriously considered to retire outside the US. We looked at nearly every continent, and no, we did not agree on every country.
Nope.
We cast a wide net.
Yeah, pretty wide. And we didn't just pick a country, we actually built a system, and other people can use it too. After the pandemic, we were thinking very deeply about what kind of life we wanted in our more energetic go years. And we are in our 50s now, no more spring chickens. So, thinking about retirement and where we would be spending those years, especially the more energetic years, became very important to us. And we're not interested in just beautiful beaches and palm trees, although that is a top thing in our list. But a whole lot more. We want to have our priorities straight when it comes to financials, when it comes to purpose in retirement and giving back to the communities where we live at, and live affordably so that we can actually afford to travel even more. So those were the things that did drive our decision.
That's right. So we sat down and discussed a lot about our expectations, made sure we were on the same page. Then we created a checklist and even a spreadsheet, literally, where we ranked the countries by climate, cost of living, healthcare, safety, transportation, airport access, etc.
So yeah, we did go deep into that criteria. You'd be amazed, and we'll share more about it. So we kept updating this checklist as we learn more about each country. And for now, we are calling it our retirement location reference manual. We keep updating it the more we learn about each country.
That helped us stay focused on what really mattered to us.
Yeah, definitely. And these are the things that came up again and again in our scouting travels. Things about community, how friendly these locations are, what are the needs that we could possibly meet, volunteering our time and making an impact where we live at. And what is the food like? The food in Turkey and Albania, I think it was one of the best. I love Italian food as well and Greek food. But seriously, in these two countries, I think that was top of the line for me with the choices. So many numerous choices all at the table with the little mezes. And the friendly people that we would be meeting in the markets was amazing. That's the kind of feeling I want to have in a community where I wake up and go down, do my grocery shopping and chat it up with the neighbors because everybody is visible in the streets and in the markets, not like our lifestyle in the US where everybody just, uses the cars to go everywhere. So you don't come across neighbors as often as you probably should since you're so close to each other location-wise. So those are the things that I was looking for.
Our list included places in Southeast Asia, Latin America, Europe. We looked at Mexico, Costa Rica, Colombia, the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia. The list goes on and on.
Mm-hmm. And being that we are extremely drawn to the culture and historical buildings and the operas and the food and basically all of the culture and the nature of people in Southern European countries, we went and actually did more scouting trips in that region there. So we visited Cyprus, Italy, Turkey, south of France, Albania, Montenegro, Croatia, Greece, and each of them brought something very different to the table for us.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you remember that little cafe in Dubrovnik?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was something. Amazing view looking over the Adriatic Sea. Looking at that picture brings back some amazing times we had.
We love that picture. We have enlarged it and we have it in our bedroom. And we still look at it on a daily basis. It just keeps our motivation going for our travels and our dream of retiring abroad. And how could I forget about that super fresh seafood in Dubrovnik at that little cafe? It was amazing. And that's the thing. It's every place that we travel to has its own little charms. Let's just go a little bit deeper into what we have found out about each country.
Not forget about the people we met along the way. So welcoming, really made us feel at home.
Yeah, we made some great friends. It's incredible what a shared meal does for people. You connect with them and then you find out that the next day they are sitting again at the same cafe. So you pretty much know their routine. And you just stumble into your new friends again and again. And that is the kind of, chat therapy that you didn't think you even needed.
Speaking of connections, we'd love to know if you've ever visited any of these countries and what was your experience like. Share your story in the comments and don't forget to subscribe.
So, Kevin, what were our top must-haves?
Oh, so like our non-negotiables?
Yeah.
Well, we did discuss the weather, and although we're a little different in terms of what our ideal temperature is, I'd say in the 70s to maybe low 80s is the perfect temperature.
You like things a little bit cooler in temperatures, and I like them a little bit more in the high 70s, low 80s. That's the perfect ones for me. You're more in the 60s, low 70s.
Yeah, we make it work.
Yeah, we do.
Another would be that it's near an airport, not just a tiny little municipal airport, but a good-sized airport with good connections to various countries and cities in the region with budget airline options. That would be great. When we were in Europe, we did travel using airlines like Wizz Air and Ryanair. And although they get a bad rep, for a short flight, we thought they worked just great and the price was right.
We had a good experience. $30 flights as well. So that really does it. And another non-negotiable that is top priority for us is location. One where there's so much walkability that you run into the new friends easily at the coffee bar. You easily go downstairs from your building and go into your block and do your grocery shopping, and you run into your neighbors and have a nice chat with them and see how life goes for everybody and what you could be helpful for as well. It's a more organic way of being in community. So basically a location that will make us have to walk to the coffee bars, to the restaurants, to the town square where all the events are. And that would be pretty much the opposite of the lifestyle that we experience here in the US, where everywhere we need to go to an event or even seeing friends, you got to plan weeks ahead of time, even with friends that don't live super close to you. And matching everybody's schedules. Everybody's super busy for some reason. There's a little disconnect here in our society that we want to experience actually something much more different that we've noticed during our travels. So we want to expand on that during our retirement.
And let's not forget about safety. I know for Ella, it's an important, very important factor. It is for me too. We want to feel secure, especially at night, walking around. Hopefully the crime rate is low. Living in the Seattle area, we have seen changes with crime, especially downtown. We often don't go during the day or certainly not at night. And yeah, hopefully we can find a place that has low crime. I know there are many places in the world that are that way. I mean, when we've been traveling around various places in Europe, we've walked day and night and it's felt very safe. And so that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, we don't want to be limited to daylight time to have a life and feel safe. And also having a community, developing a community, friendships, and finding causes that are close to our heart. To be givers rather than consumers in the new location where we live at is very important for us. Being able to make an impact with our lives, leave a legacy, and change somebody's life if ever possible.
We also checked out healthcare options. That's important. We looked at different countries, what they have to offer, the quality and the cost.
Yes, definitely. And the cost of living as well is a big factor for us. And for many retirees as well. Everybody wants to stretch the dollar even further. So by choosing a lower cost location, that would help us stretch the dollar more to be used for the causes that we want to be involved into, and also for doing more travel. So I guess we won't be moving anytime soon to London, right?
Probably not.
Yeah. What about you guys? What are your must-haves for your retirement destination? What's that location like? So let us know in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. And hit that bell button to notify you of our upcoming videos. We usually post once or twice a week until we get our groove on. This is a very brand new channel, so your subscription and your viewership in full of the video helps this channel a lot, especially your comments.
Why we don't want to own our own home.
Yeah, why? Well, we have already achieved the American dream. We have worked very hard. We raised our kids. We bought our homes. We invested. We saved. We worked hard for our retirement nest. And now we just want a flexible life with much less, no mortgage, no property taxes, no worries about a water heater exploding while we're traveling around the world. So Kevin, wouldn't the value of the home yield so much more if it's invested in the market rather than just continuing to pay the taxes and bleeding money that is not necessary to do in this stage of life?
Well, certainly, I mean, if you're not living there, yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right.
And since we plan to be traveling actively for a good long time, we feel it would make more sense to have that money that's currently locked up in our home working for us and invested in a way that we can live off those savings.
Yeah, set it free. Yeah, surely renting gives us freedom that otherwise we wouldn't have it easily. So we could continue to move until we find that sweet spot and not be tied down with a mortgage.
Right, yeah. Renting gives us freedom. Freedom to move, to find places later that we like. We're simply not tied down.
Yeah, and we don't want to have to worry about maintenance, repairs. We just want to enjoy our retirement finally with less worries.
What about you guys? Have you ever considered renting instead of having a mortgage in retirement? That's our plan. Let us know what you think in the comments down below.
So let's wrap it up, Kevin. It was very hard to narrow down to the top 5, but we have done it, and we will reveal it in the later episodes. And we'll take you through our whole process one by one for each country. So we still did have to make a decision, right? Yeah.
Yes, of course. Yeah, we had to make a decision based on what was the priority for us, what felt right for us. Could be different for you, but we had to go with what rocks our boat.
Right. And what rocks your boat, you guys? Tell us in the comments. So we do hope that our channel inspires you to explore more and find your own retirement destination or retirement goals, at least to get you thinking about these options.
Right. Remember, it's about finding a place that aligns with your criteria, your values, and your lifestyle, just the way you like it.
Yeah, so please subscribe and leave a full sentence comment below. And that will help us to create more videos like this. It's a very new channel, so we do need your support. So guys, do come along for the journey with us. We do share our blueprint on the financial aspect, on the visas, the requirements, the travel opportunities, travel hacking as well, to make the most of your money, and all the logistics that are part of starting a retirement abroad. So join our gang and join our Facebook group so we can chat further and we get to know each other a little bit better. And we get to learn from each other that way. So until the next episode, I am Ella.
And I'm Kevin.
And this is Smart Retirement Abroad. So see you guys in the next episode. Stick around and watch the YouTube shorts as well. There's a few tidbits of our travels and our findings. Yeah, the one about Cyprus, driving in Cyprus, seemed to have gotten a lot of interest, apparently. You will know why if you do check it out. So until then...
Auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah, till do, and ciao belly.